Hello Randonauts, and welcome to another exciting episode of Genevieve scaring herself in the woods by herself. Okay, just had to take that off because it's actually kind of hot. It snowed in Colorado last night and it is really beautiful, but it's already melting, and it is supposed to apparently snow again tonight, and the weather people are saying we could get like 5 feet of snow or something. But I feel like every time they say that in Colorado, what actually happens is we get just like some snow, but we get the 5 feet of snow when they don't warn us. That's when the big snow happens. But whenever they make a big deal out of it, that's when it's kind of like an anticlimactic event. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Where I'm at right now is I drove a little bit up the canyon. I'm actually at a spot that I was drawn to start at because this is where, when the really, really big fires were happening outside of Boulder back in October of 2020, this spot that I'm at and that I will show you was where like a lot of the smoke was billowing out. Like the fire was just over this hill over here. And I came to this very spot next to this really old cabin thing, which again I will show you, and watched the fire. And for some reason I was drawn, I don't know why, but to start my adventure from this location. So, because I never come over here, but for some reason my own inner Randonautica was like, we got to start there today. So let me take you on just a little tour of the March Mountain beauty that I'm looking at right now. So this is the really old stone cabin that says it was built in 1880, I believe. And this is exactly where I was standing when I was watching the smoke and the fire that was happening right up there that you can't see super well through the trees, but the mountain is pretty bald now. And I'm not sure why, but I guess they've closed this tiny little park that surrounds this old building they're protecting, because it was not closed before the fires happened and while they were happening, but since the fires have happened they have closed this little area, and you know, maybe it's for restoration, I don't know, but it is a cute area. Again, I don't come here very often, but for some reason I was super drawn to come back here today, and it did feel as if there was some connection to the fire, maybe, I don't know, but here we are, ready to be led into some chaotic scariness. And I say chaotic scariness because my intentions today are not good. I've decided that I'm ready to fully embrace the scary again. I haven't really done like a full-on, like kind of just negative intention Randonautica in a while. And I'm just curious to see what kinds of things will happen. I also purposely wanted to be in kind of a natural wild area because I'm hoping that I'll be led to some places that I can actually explore. Whereas sometimes if I'm doing this in the middle of Boulder, I'm led to someone's freaking house and I can't knock on their door and be like, are you my Randonautica boy? So we're going to keep in the wild, although who knows, maybe Randonautica will lead me back into Boulder, which it loves to play tricks like that, so that might happen. But who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I'm pulling up the app right now, the original Randonautica app, and right now it's, I think I'm right on the edge of being in service. Oh no, great. So it's not showing my landscape yet, but hold please. Okay, we're in a slightly better spot, so now it's showing me where I am and my radius of where the points could potentially be put for me. And my first intention is abandoned. So that's it, just gonna keep it fairly general and open. I just want to find something abandoned. And this seems like a good area to do that. So here we go. I'm gonna put in my intention to get an attractor point for abandoned. Whoa, okay. I am, for some reason, I like get weirdly excited every time it even gives me a point because like the app just wasn't even working for me for a while. And now that it's like, I just feel like this is a good point, and I don't even know why. It's again up the mountain, a little bit off the road, which is good for us because then I don't have to walk in the woods and be scared. So let's just see where this is. This is like, it looks like really in the middle of nowhere and yet off of a road. But again, I have no idea. I don't know where this is. Okay, let's just start driving because I am so intrigued. Let's go. Down here you can get a better view of the fire damage. That whole mountain is obviously now bald. Didn't used to look like that. What is also really freaking me out a little bit is, so it's having me turn up this road, this heel alley. Oh, shoot. No. Oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed. But at the same time, I already can't turn left. Okay, but I'm also, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because, but I didn't know the roads were all still closed this far after the fire, but I guess they haven't reopened this Heel Valley Ranch. What I was about to say is that I had such a strong feeling that this point was going to be connected to the fire somehow, because I think the point it was trying to send me to was basically the top of this road where, and this whole area was like just totally devastated by the fire. So I was like, I had such a strong feeling that we were going to see some cool fire stuff and all that, but now I'm super, because this is the only road. There's no other way to get up to this point, and there's no other connection. It's like one way in, one way out. And the point is far enough away that like even the drone couldn't help me at this point. So, oh, I'm so annoyed, but we are going to try this again. I'm going to go back down. Maybe I'll drive a little bit farther so that we don't get taken back up to this way that we can't get up. We're going to do a new point, but I'm really saddened and annoyed that Boulder County can't get their ish together to let me randonaut wherever I want. But it's okay. We are resilient. We are adaptable people, so we can roll with the punches. I also feel like stuff like that is how you can tell my Randonauticas are not fabricated. By the way, there's some cool fire damage over there, but you can tell they're not fabricated, because why would I fabricate that I can't even get to my point? This really is, we're just living in the moment, and whatever comes up, we just got to deal with it. And if we can't get to the point, we're just going to have a new intention in a slightly different area. So I'm going to turn down here. I'm just kind of going where I feel led to go, and I feel like down here is going to be a good spot to do a new point. Okay, I've stopped in front of whatever this weird sign is, and there's a cool bird over there. This feels like the right spot to do a new intention on abandoned. All right, folks, we're gonna make this quick so we can get on our way. Pulling up the app again. We do not want that point anymore. Just show you really quick. This is my new location and new radius, and I'm gonna do the same thing, abandoned. So here we go. Abandoned, abandoned, abandoned. Okay, we have a new point. I'm a little worried. I guess the theme today totally is fires, because it's right behind, I guess, the fire station, the left-hand fire protection district. I'm not sure enough where this is that I hope, oh, it's actually really close. This is basically like exactly where I started. This is really weird, but okay, let's go back there, back to where I started. Okay, Randonautica, we are going on some interesting adventures, but it's a little bit further back in the woods, so I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Let's go. I am a little trepidatious about this being almost exactly where I parked to start this whole thing. It just makes me feel like the app is watching me, like it almost knows what I'm gonna do or what my intention is gonna be even before I know it, or it like knows the full journey before I know it or something, because it's just such an odd coincidence to be led back to the very point that I felt drawn to start this whole thing. It's just weird. And again, it's not exactly the same point, but it's just close. It's really close. And again, feels very connected to the fires. And I have no idea why that was also on my mind today, because it's March and I haven't really thought about the fires since the fall, but it's just weird. I am confused. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot make this up. So my blue dot, I am parked exactly where I was. Like it's so, like even closer than I thought. But here's the thing. So these little buildings over here, this is the fire protection office or whatever that it's talking about, and the point is like right in the trees behind it. And there are so many dudes, there's like 50 dudes out there working, pulling tarps and stuff. You see that? Oh, my phone just fell, but they're just doing lots of stuff out there. And so there's no way I'm gonna just like invade the fire protection property to go look at a point that's in the trees behind their whatever their little buildings here are. So, but I'm just like, whoa, why am I led back to like I'm parked in the same spot for this point? It's almost like the Randonautica app is playing a trick on me or something, because I couldn't go up to my point, which was supposed to be up there, up in the mountains. It's like, well, we'll just bring it back to this weird spot. So I'm a little disheartened, I guess, because we're just driving around. I guess that's what the Randonautica app really is all about. You're just driving around. But maybe I should just move on to my next intention, which is death. And I'm gonna drive back down lower to do that intention because now there's a fire guy driving past me looking at me like, who the fuck is this lady who keeps pulling up? She's wearing this weird lipstick. She's just filming shit. Anyway, I'm gonna pull down. I'm gonna go farther down into the valley like where I was before because I kind of don't want to be brought back to this area because it's now been proven to me everything's closed. It is super interesting up here. There is interesting energy up here. Obviously there's stuff because the app keeps wanting me to come up here. There's stuff in the air here, but if I can't access it, it's not, you know, I don't have anything to show you. So let's go farther into kind of the plains where all the cute farms are. That area is also very potent with energy. So, and we're gonna do death. Once that road reopens, guys, I am so gonna go up there because I just have such a feeling that that point up there, especially at the very top, like in the middle of where the fire was, top of the mountain, I know, I can just feel it, that is such a cool spot, cool point, and I bet there's a lot of abandoned and burned stuff up there. And so I'm hoping that that road opens eventually and I can drive up there and show you. And maybe that's why the app, me staying in this area, it couldn't give me a better point because it's like, that's the coolest thing I could lead you to. So if you can't go there, you're just out of luck. You're gonna go back to where you started. So I don't know, but it's very mysterious, as these adventures always are, where I don't fully know what is going on. But I'm ready to do the death intention, and I have some things to tell you guys about this intention before we just crazily jump into it. You see that kind of strange church through the trees? That is where we are going to do this intention. So recently, like a few weeks ago actually, I was just driving through these country roads, and this is an interesting area that is kind of between Boulder and Longmont, and it's like very country farmy roads that normally you wouldn't find yourself on unless you had business out here. But me being weird, I'm just driving around out here looking for cool stuff, and I see this church. This church, so cool, stone, really old, and I instantly felt like I knew this church, like I had a connection to it, like I've been here before, even though I knew that I hadn't. And so I put, I think it was a little video on Instagram, like on my stories on Instagram, and my aunt commented to say, this church is a painting, like she had done a painting of this church like a long time ago, like decades ago, and my grandmother had had it in her house forever. And I thought, whoa, weird subconscious mind working, because I didn't consciously remember. I'm suddenly hearing lots of weird things. I'm trying to tell you a story. Don't interrupt me, ghosts, while I'm telling a story. But I didn't consciously remember ever seeing this painting for some reason. But the minute I saw this church, I just felt like such a strong connection to it. It's also super old. I think it was built in, God, when? In like the late 1800s. I'm gonna like give you a little peek in the window and hopefully nobody's in there to scare us, but it's really cute. You can kind of see. But I totally love this church, and there happens to be this really comforting and beautiful little cemetery out behind it. And just being here now, I feel a lot of energy in the air, and I also just feel really safe for some reason, like as if this is a place that I've been, even though it's not. And I feel like it goes beyond just the picture. Just like, even though that story about the picture being in my grandma's house is like really real and that's a thing, it feels like my connection here goes beyond that. So I don't know, but this feels like the place to do our point for death. And I also just have to say that we all know that the death intention is what has gotten a lot of people in trouble when using the Randonautica app, because it has led some people to actual dead bodies. Or I think the super famous story is the teenage girl who did death, and then she was led to a guy that had just been shot, or the bodies that were stuffed in suitcases. Like, that is the most extreme things that can happen with this intention. And so I would say, like, if you're going to do intentions like death, to do it with a lot of respect, but also wisdom, that you really, like I've said so many times, you have no idea what you're going to be led to. It might be something as simple as a dead bird. You might not even see death at the point that you're led to, but it could be that that spot has had a lot of death in the past at that spot, or you could be a million different things. When you're using this app, you need to keep a really open mind that things aren't always going to be super obvious. But sometimes they will be. Sometimes you will be led to something that's like, whoa, I see what you did there. So here is my new location and radius. I'm far enough away that I don't think I'll be led back to those mountains, and I really hope not, because we're done. We're done with that. But let's do this. Let's put in my attractor for death. 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 I'm just going to show it to you. It's just right off the bat. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Let me zoom out a little bit. I don't know if we're going to be able to really get to this point. It looks like it's kind of behind someone's property. It's also, whoa, my blue dot is already, look at this. Okay, there's me by this, by this Risby church, or however you say it. And the point is actually just right over there. Interesting. So let's try to drive, I guess, this is annoying because I don't know how close we can drive, but it's just right across the way. So we're going to try to get as close as possible and see what we could find. Okay, do you see that big old tree there, like right in the middle of the screen? Really big old cottonwood tree. I think that is basically the point. I'm just pulling out of the church and that just feels really close. There's also a bunch of orange signs. You can't see them super well on the screen, kind of in front of it, and I don't know, but we're gonna try to drive at a different angle. There's another road that goes like farther down this side, and so maybe we can see things and who knows, somehow get over there. Okay, I was gonna take a chance because I would need to turn down here to get back to the point, but now that I look at it, oh my goodness, this really is just a driveway, and there's people kind of on horses. Sorry, it's super bumpy in this spot. Oh great, more cars are coming behind me. But I'm just realizing we just cannot get over there. Like, there's no way.
Head west on Prospect Road.
I am just so frustrated because it's like I said in the beginning of the video, like I specifically chose to be out in the wilderness because I was hoping that things would be more accessible. And of course, like every point we're led to is totally not accessible. And I'm intrigued enough about that death point, but I also, like, it was just close enough. Like, it was the kind of thing that if it wasn't in like a fenced off, like someone's obvious like farmer land thing, that it was almost walking distance from that church, just right across the street. But I am not going to mess with like farmer people. And I just also have a really strong sense that that tree was the point. Like, that tree was so weird, and I don't even know if you could see how weird it was on the camera, but it stood out against all the other trees. It looked super old as well. Not dead though. That tree did not look dead. It looked very much alive, but just very ancient, like crazy wisdom, weird vibes going on with that tree. But even though I'm frustrated, I feel like the points that we have been getting have been really good. We just haven't been able to get to them. And I feel like we should try one more time with the abandoned intent. For some reason, my mind keeps going back there, that is the intent that I feel like I'm really meant to go a little bit deeper on. And now that I am in like a very different area than that mountain area, let's just try. All right, here we go. I've reset everything and we're gonna put in abandoned one more time. Abandoned, abandoned, abandoned. Ooh, interesting. I don't know what to make of this yet, but it looks maybe more accessible. It's like kind of off a road, which I guess I like to see. Do not know where this is at all. So let's take a little drive and see if we can get there. Hey horse, you're very pretty. All right, we're on our way to abandoned, and my trust is shaky at the moment. I just have no idea what to expect, which is really the way to do this, is to not expecting anything, honestly, because every time I get my hopes up, like, okay, this is gonna be the best Randonautica ever, I'm gonna be led to some sweet ass points, that tends to not really happen. And then whenever I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I'll do a Randonautica, that's when I tend to be led to stuff that's like, whoa. But not to say that this next point might be whoa, because I have no idea. Maybe it's good that my expectations have been totally flattened, because maybe now I'm in a more open, receptive place. But this is definitely a road I've never been on, like really never. This is just kind of way out of the way. Like there's a lot of houses, like kind of ranchy, farmy houses, and I've just absolutely never had a reason to come down this road. So we are gonna have to turn on another, even more side road. Oh, it's turning into dirt. Cool, okay. And then we'll see what could possibly happen. Also, I just realized this road is on the back side of Haystack Mountain, which is I think it's a man-made little hill mountain thing. Oh my gosh. You can't really see it, but that bird is like a really little hawk thing. It just flew right in front of me and it's flying over my car. It's so cool. Anyway, I am all kinds of distracted, but this is a thing in this area that is kind of a landmark that a lot of people know, and I don't usually come very close to it, and I've never been on the back side of it, so it's kind of interesting. So there's that, and we are getting very close. We're now kind of moving away from the houses. Like there's houses over there, but on this side, and this is the side that the point is technically on. Let's see if we can see anything now that we're getting around this hill. Not really, but it's really pretty. Okay, now we are really coming up to our turn, and I actually think I can turn down. Oh my gosh, the road itself looks abandoned. Whoa. Okay, here we go. This is the road. But look at this. This is abandoned. This isn't the point yet. The point is a little bit farther down, but this road itself, where does this go? Okay, shoot, it says it's a private drive. But I'm going down it anyway. We're gonna risk it all for Randonautica, and hopefully the people on the end of this road are friendly. But look, these are totally abandoned buildings. And let's just pause for a minute and look at the point, because we're super like on top of it right now. So I just super zoomed in, and the point is like just right ahead of us, technically like right over there. And as the Randonautica developers have reminded me recently, that it's not about the point itself. Like the actual point itself is just meant to be, this is the middle of the radius of a lot of points. So the fact that these weird little abandoned shelters are so close to the point that I have been given, I mean, that's really saying something. So I'm gonna keep driving a little bit, but I am a little bit nervous. I don't see a house yet. God, this place is giving me the creeps. It looks like an old chicken coop or something, but it has like really weird vibes. Bad vibes, bad vibes. And then up there is really close to where the point is. I see there's like a water main thing. I don't know if you can see that. Whoa, what is that? What is that? Okay, we gotta get out. I gotta park. Whoa. Okay, this basically is like the point, but I cannot stay long because, as I've stated, oh, okay, maybe this is not. Still, we're checking this out because this is the point. This is private property. I can't stay long, and I'm so discombobulated. But look, there's like this water thing, and then I saw the corner of this, and I thought it was a sunken-in roof, and it is actually solar panels. So no, but oh my god, what was that? Oh, it's a dog. Okay. Oh my gosh. See, I'm already scared. I'm easily frightened, and yet I love to do this. Look at this weird water situation. This is kind of abandoned. Maybe? I don't know. This is just weird. Super weird. This is totally abandoned. This has got to be the point. Like, this has got to be because this does not look like it's been working for quite a while. Okay, but I got to get out of here because, like we said, this is farm people. You don't know what they're capable of. These freaky buildings though, as I'm driving away, these are definitely abandoned, and the cars and this, a lot of abandoned things over here. So thank you, Randonautica. That was a very literal interpretation. I appreciate it. This horse has not moved. He is so cool. Bye, horse. Well, that was interesting. I'm glad we were led to at least one point where I could kind of get out and explore. But like I said earlier, it is a little bit of a disappointment that I had such high hopes for being just like scared in the woods today. And the Randonautica app had other plans. But yeah, that makes sense that you're not going to be given exactly what you're expecting with this app. It never has given me what I expected. Usually it gives me better than what I expect. So there's that. And before we wrap up, I really want to shout out some amazing people who have supported me on my Ko-Fi page. If you would like to support me on that page and buy me a coffee to help keep this channel going, help me to keep making crazy adventures in the wilderness and pushing myself, then please go to my Ko-Fi link and you can support me there. But I want to shout out these amazing people. Sue M, thank you so much. Tiffany, you are one of my favorite people. You know that. Thank you so much. Matt, you're amazing. Thank you. Battelle, also one of my favorite people. Thank you so much. And Larry Patterson, you guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for supporting me on Ko-Fi. It really means so much. You have no idea how much work goes into making these videos and showing up consistently, and just the fact that we can have this love and support together is it's so great. And if you can't support me on Ko-Fi, then just subscribe to my channel and just keep hanging out with me, and we will do more of these Randonauticas. We'll also talk about other random stuff that I've got coming up, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.